Good morning. We're doing the WholyFit promise routine. And I'm Rebecca. I'm so happy that you're here. And let's get going. Let's start off with prayer and just bring it all before the Father. Lord, I thank you so much for the time that you've given us. Thank you for the bodies that you've blessed us with. Pray that you guide us to take care of them. And Lord, I just thank you so much for your love and grace in our lives. Pray that we bring you glory and honor in all that we do and say. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, let's get started. We're going to warm up before we do
beside that truck.
Before we do the the promise routine, and we're going to warm up, and I'm going to be demonstrating some layer 2 and 3. If you want to challenge yourself, definitely don't worry about doing it if it's too challenging right now. So you're not there yet, but you can get stronger and get there. So let's start out with our slow walk. Just going to warm up those muscles. Shoulders push down, abs are tight. And let's take it wide. And now we're going to bring it side to side. So we're going to tap the toes on each side, bring those shoulders down, elbows up. And now we're going to bring our foot up towards our back. And then if you want to, add a little punch. Shoulders are still down, elbows are up, abs are tight. And now bring that punch overhead. And now bring the arms down. Gonna bring our knees up. And now we're going to dig. So we're really going to pull those toes up as we dig down. And now let's point our toes. So keeping those elbows in and just pointing those toes, kind of warming up those foot muscles. You want to treat your muscles well as they support you and hopefully do what you're asking them to do. And back to that slow walk. Okay, so we're going to warm up. Let's get to the top of our mat. I'm going to turn just a little bit. And going to come up to the top of the mat. We're going to go through showing the layer 2 or 3, and we'll hold most of the postures about 3 to 5 breath cycles. So get into Nakar. Legs are activated, hips are slightly tucked, abs are tight, shoulders are down and in place, either pushing those palms together or laying your hands over your chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Everything is activated. And take a deep breath of heaven. Hands down on the thighs, sitting back. And now we're going to do that body wave up, bringing the arms back, bringing the hips forward. And it shall be. in the last days. Remember, the backs of the hands are together. And now we're going to come up to our balance. You can widen your toes just a little bit and come up to balance. God says. And bring it down. And now you're going to kind of sit back a little bit, bring those elbows back. Bring those wrists around together again. I will pour out my spirit. Now, this time, instead of just coming up on the toes, which is a layer one, you have the option to balance. I will pour out my spirit and then bring that leg either back a little bit for a layer one or back a little bit further into your overcomer for a layer 2 or 3. So shoulders are pushed down, arms are up. Front knee is over the ankle. And this is, I will pour out my spirit on all mankind. And then bring that back arm on around. That's your back of your wrist meet. And this is on your sons and daughters. And this is, we're going to switch it up a little bit. So before it was just, we'll prophesy. So a layer 2 or 3, you're going to lower that back knee. So with you, it'd be your left knee. If you're facing me, I'm mirroring you. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. We'll hold this just for a few breath cycles. Okay, so now we're going to come forward. So just like you would if you're up here, we're going to bring that front arm down, come down to the knee, and now we're going to bring that back leg back. So now we're going to either leave your right knee down and bring your left leg up, and you can raise that leg. If you want to challenge yourself, you can bring both feet out. Make sure your shoulder is stacked over your wrist. And this is your young men will see visions. And if you want to, that top hand can come overhead. And now we're going to come back into a plank or into shield. So wrists under the shoulders and either knees under the hips, or you can curl your toes and come into a yada. And now you're going to lift the leg further from me. So your right leg. And you're going to come up into your sword of the spirit. So your sword of the spirit can be right here. Or you can lift it up and open the hip. And this is your old men will have dreams. Now take that right leg or the leg that is up, and you're going to bring that knee in. And let's hold this just for a couple breath cycles. And now bring that knee forward. And before you could sit down on that outer thigh, layer 2 or 3, you can keep it up. So you're a little bouncy up here, using your strength to kind of keep you up. And this is even on my male and female servants. I will pour out my spirit and bring that left arm forward. Now I'm going to bring that arm all the way around, and they will prophesy. So even God says, even his male and female servants will prophesy. Shoulders pushed down, abs tight. And again, you're either up or you're back like this. Now we're going to bring that back leg forward into our boat. And God says, I will grant wonders in the sky above and signs on the earth below. So you can keep your toes on the mat. Right now, your back is nice and straight, shoulders down. And we're going to do the 3 wonders. And you can either hold on, you can have your toes down like we did before, and you're just rounding your back, really activating those abdominals, or you can bring your legs up. And if you want to, you can let go. Blood, fire, vapor of smoke. And then before, we would raise one leg and keep the other toe on the ground. So you can do that, or you can raise one leg. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood. This is the more advanced version. And bring the toes down, push them out. And you can either stretch forward, bring those shoulder blades together, or you can come back a little bit and then come forward into a forward fold before the great and glorious day of the Lord comes. And now you can come to a side saddle, and we're going to come into shield, or you can do the WholyFit roll. So bring it back and then up and into shield. And we'll just do a few fire extinguishers. So keeping your knees under your hips, shoulders pushed down, elbows over your wrists. And we're just going to lean forward and then come down into just a few shields or a few fire extinguishers. And back up. And so if you're strong enough, you can come all the way down to the mat in from fire extinguisher, or you can come to a side saddle, and we're going to come all the way down onto our bellies. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And you're just lifting up. We're not pushing away from the mat. We're using those back muscles. Some of you might recognize this as our helmet of salvation. And come back, rest those back muscles. Gonna roll to your right side and bring your knees up. And then come into a side Selah, reaching that left arm forward. And walk up from that. And now we're going to go to the other side. Oh, if you want to, you can just get up and go to the other side. Or you can come up into a yada. And then just walk it forward. Roll up. And then go to the other side. Okay, so once again, planting your feet into Nakar. Legs are activated, hips are tight, abs are tight, shoulders are pushed down. And take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we'll be holding these postures for a few breath cycles as well. Take a deep breath of heaven. Hands on your thighs. And you can come right here, or you can come lower. And now you're going to do the body roll. Bring those arms back, hips forward. And it shall be in the last days, God says, and let's hold this balance just for a few breath cycles. And lower those heels down. And what does God say? Bring those elbows back. You're going to sit back a little bit. And again, you're going to either bring your toes up on that right leg or you're going to balance. God says, I will pour out my spirit on all mankind. And let's hold this. Make sure you have energy going out to those arms. Your hips are square to the front. Now we're going to bring that back arm and bring it around. So your left arm's coming up to meet your back of your wrist. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. So you can either keep it up here or you can lower that right knee. Sons and daughters will prophesy. Such good words. Now we're going to bring it to the front. So if your leg is up, bring that knee down. And we're going to bring it back kind of into our shield. Left wrist under that shoulder is stacked. You're going to bring that right leg back. And so you can keep it here like we've done before. You can raise the leg or you can bring that left leg out also. And this is your young men will see visions. And bring that right arm back down. And if you want to, you can come onto your knees. And we're just going to lift that, your right leg. And if you want to, you can curl the toes coming into a yada and then lift that right leg. And this is your old men will have dreams. And this is a sword, so you can have your sword wherever you can go. Oh, I'm doing that wrong. You should be lifting your left leg, sorry. Your old men will have dreams. Now we're going to bring that left knee forward, shoulders over the wrist. They pull that knee in. And this is even on my male and female servants. And bring that knee forward. And you can stay down on the side and bring your right arm forward, or you can keep it up. Stay a little elbow bouncy, and then support yourself and balance with that left hand. Bring that right arm forward. And even on my male and female servants, I will pour out my spirit. And bring that right arm all the way around and follow it with the left. And they will prophesy. And come down onto that side. You're going to bring those legs around and build your boat. So Options are shoulders down, leaning back until your abs are tight, either keeping those toes on the floor or lifting them up. And God says, I will grant wonders in the sky above and signs on the earth below. And what are those signs? So again, you can have your toes down and just reach that belly back, or you can have your legs up. And if you want to, you can let go. Blood, fire, and vapor of smoke. You can tell it's hard for me too. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood. And then bring those toes down, stretch them forward. And if you want to, you can lean back a little bit before the great and glorious day of the Lord comes. Bring those shoulder blades together and lean forward. And then come into forward fold, rounding the back. This is a little bit of a rest. And now we're going to, if you want to, you can come to side saddle and come into shield, or you can do the WholyFit roll, either holding onto the shins or under the legs. You're just going to come up to the shoulders and then come forward. And into our shield, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders pushed down nice and strong. And we're going to lean forward, and we'll just do a few fire extinguishers, keeping those elbows over the wrists. And like I said, you can do this from your toes if you're that strong. We're going to come all the way down to on our bellies. So if you want to, you could come down straight from fire extinguisher, or you can side saddle and then come onto your belly. And this is, and it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. So really using those back muscles, lifting up your chest off the mat, and lifting the toes if you want to, really activating all of those back muscles. Such a good word. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And relax. And roll, and let's come back up. Now we're going to do that on each side in a flow, so we won't be holding the postures. If you want to, you can come into a yada. This is such a good stretch for the calf muscles and the hips and the back. And then just walk it up and roll up. And let's come to the other side and let's do our flow. Into Nakar. Hips slightly tucked, legs activated, abs tight, and shoulders down. And deep breath of heaven. Hands on your thighs and body roll out. And it shall be in the last days, God says, back down, shoulder or elbows back. And again, toes on the mat or pointing, balancing. God says, I will pour out my spirit on all mankind. And your sons and daughters will prophesy. Coming down into our shield. Right knee on the mat. Left leg out. And your young men will see visions. Bringing it back, curling those left toes, and right leg comes up into your sword of the Spirit. And your old men will have dreams, and bring that your right knee in. And even on my male and female servants, bring that down. I will pour out my Spirit, and they will prophesy. Come down on the hip, bring that back leg around. And I will grant wonders in the sky above and signs on the earth below: blood, fire, and vapor of smoke. And the sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before that great and glorious day of the Lord comes. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And bring it back down, roll back up. Let's do the yada and walk it up and roll up. Let's do the other side. Plant your feet. Go through your checklist. Everything's down and in place. A deep breath of heaven. And body roll up. And it shall be in the last days, God says, I will pour out my Spirit on all mankind, and your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Bringing that knee down, bringing that right knee back. And your young men will see visions. And your old men will have dreams. And even on my male and female servants, I will pour out my Spirit, and they will prophesy. Sit down, bring that back leg on around. And I will grant wonders in the sky above and signs on the earth below: blood, fire, and vapor of smoke. And the sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before that great and glorious day of the Lord comes. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And bring it down. Oh, I totally forgot the side Selah. And bring your hand, your left hand parallel with the side of the mat, and bring your right arm forward. If you don't have any knee issues, another Selah is when you bring your knees apart just a little bit and push back. And this one Can feel so good on the lower back. And let's come to the front and let's get a little mat work, some more stretching in. Now that those muscles have held us and let us do the whole routine, we're going to push those shoulders down, hands by your hips, and we're just going to activate those leg muscles. So pointing those toes, and you're just going to lean forward. And whenever you're ready, bring those hands around to the front. And come over to your right side. Left arm comes up and over. Getting a good stretch in the side as well as in the back of that right leg. And rotate towards that leg as you flex that foot, still pointing the other toes. And point that toe, come over to the other side. Bring that right arm up and over. Top shoulder tends to want to cave down, try to keep it up and stacked on top of the other one. And rotate the torso towards that left leg as you flex that foot. And lean in towards that left leg. And point that toe, come back to center. Activate those leg muscles. See if you can reach out a little bit further. And walk up from that. Grab the backs of the knees, bringing the feet together. And bring those feet in. And you're going to push with the elbows, but you're also going to resist a little bit with the legs to activate those inner thigh muscles and let them know it's safe to stretch. And let's push those feet out. So your legs are in a diamond shape, and either grabbing your shins or your ankles or working your hands underneath your ankles. You're going to tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin and round your back, and then pull slightly with your hands. You should be getting a good stretch all along your spine. And let's bring those feet out. We're just going to point those toes and get one more stretch into the backs of our legs. And let's bring your right shin parallel with the short side of the mat. Back leg is back, and just lean over that. Get a good stretch for the outer thigh, for your right outer thigh. And if you're coming to right here, that's good too, as long as you're getting a good stretch in the outer thigh that's on the floor. And then let's bring that in. We're going to work that other knee back and then pull in on that foot if you can, or if you can reach a pant leg, you're trying to get a good stretch in that quad muscle in the left leg. And if you don't have any knee issues, you can come up and get a little bit deeper stretch into that quad muscle. And sit back down, release that. Let's do that on the other side. So now your left shin is parallel with the short side of the mat. And other leg can just be in a 90-90. And we're going to lean over that left knee. Again, as long as you're getting a stretch, feeling a stretch in that outer thigh that's on the floor, just come down however low is comfortable for you. And lift up from that, bring that shin in, work that other knee back, and pull in on that right foot. And if you want to, you can come up onto that shin and get a little bit deeper stretch for that quad muscle. Good job. Okay, we're going to sit back down, and usually we would come into our rock, which is our restorative posture. Today, I would like to, if you don't know about legs up the wall, I would like to introduce you. If you do, then you know what's coming. You're just going to take your mat or something soft and place it next to a wall. And you're going to sit on the edge of the mat. So you're kind of in an L. And you're going to bring that closer shoulder to the mat. You're going to bring it down to the edge, and then you're going to roll onto your back. So, and if that's not comfortable for you, having your hips so close to the wall, you can bring it out. And that way it gives a little bit more space between you and the wall. You're going to bring that shoulder down and roll onto your back and bring your legs up the wall. You can scoot in or scoot out. And this has so many benefits. It helps blood flow. It relaxes your back muscles, your leg muscles. This is one of my favorite ways to relax, with legs up the wall. And relax your feet, relax your legs, relax your hips, relax your back, relax your shoulders, relax your arms, relax your neck, relax your jaw, relax your eyes, and relax your forehead. And you can stay here as long as you have time or as long as you want to. And just, this is the treat for working so hard. Just taking deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And whenever you're ready, you can roll to your left side. I have to roll to my right. And then push up slowly. Let your blood stabilize. And I hope you enjoyed this workout. I have so enjoyed this routine. And of course, the scripture that goes with it. Jesus fulfilled over 300 prophecies, and everything that he said would happen has happened, except that he said he'd go to prepare a place for those that love him and that he's coming back. So I think we can trust him at his word and know that is going to happen. And I just pray that, as the scripture says, that everyone who believes on him will be saved. And I just pray this for you and for your loved ones. And just pray that this has blessed you and that you will have a blessed rest of your day and week. And we'll see you again next time.